Well, hello there, first grade, and happy Monday to you. So, we've been talking a lot about vowel teams, right? And we know that Rashid, he's kind of off on his grand adventure. I haven't heard from him in a bit, so I'm not really sure what he's doing, if he's traveling or if he is still kind of hanging out in New York at construction sites. I'm not entirely sure. So, in the meantime, we're just going to keep working and hope that he gets in touch with us soon and lets us know what's going on, right? And so we've been talking a lot about vowel teams, and we spent Friday starting a vowel team linking chart that we can use as a tool in our toolkit to help us read words that have vowel teams in them or to write words that have vowel teams in them. And the vowel teams that we talked about, they followed a pretty specific rule. When we looked at all of these vowel teams last week, EE, EA, OA, AI, and AY, they all followed a specific rule. That when we saw these vowel teams, we knew that the first vowel would make its long sound, and the second vowel would be silent. We wouldn't hear it. That was true for all 5 of these vowel teams. But today I want to teach you about a new vowel team, and that vowel teams don't always follow the same rules. We've learned that a lot in phonics this year. There's always rule breakers or multiple rules that we have to follow, and it's just what makes reading and writing so tricky, and which is why we break it down so much in first grade when it comes to phonics, because there are just so many rules. And next year in second grade, guess what? You're going to do this all over again, except on a whole nother level. So these important tools that you're using now, you're going to use those in second grade as well. And so today, the vowel team that I want to introduce you to is the OU vowel team, like in the word out. So when we look at that vowel team, OU, let me grab my laser pointer. I like it better. When we look at OU, we see, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought, guys. I had like a little brain blip. We hear a whole new sound. So think about OU for a second. This isn't the word oat. That's what we would think when we saw this vowel team, right? But some vowel teams, they make a whole new sound together. So if we look at OU, this actually makes the ow sound. I want you to close your eyes for a moment, and I want you to say the word out really slowly. I'm going to model that for you. Out. Out. Guys, this word, out, only has 2 sounds that I hear. Out. It has, let me grab my pen. Come on, pen. It has O, U, making one sound, and T making another. Out. Now, you know how I remember that OU makes the ow sound? Is a funny little trick. Okay. Think about someone pinching you. I mean, not the most fun thing to think about, but think about it for a second. Someone pinches you. Oh, you pinched me. Ow. That helps you remember. When you see that OU, oh, you pinched me. Ow. And it helps you to remember that OU makes the ow sound, like in out. So we're going to take a look at some words today that I want you to practice reading. What I'd like you to do is pause the video, take a look at these words, and go ahead and see if you can practice reading them with the ow sound when you see the OU vowel team. I'm going to pause and let you go ahead and read those. All right, now that we're back, I just want to go over them with you and see if you read them the same way I did. Now remember my trick. When we see OU, oh, you pinched me. Ow. OU makes the ow sound. Let's read these together. Sour. Have you ever had a Sour Patch Kid? Lemons are sour. The word sour. Loud. My children are loud. Oh my gosh, they're so loud. Ground. Ground. I saw a penny on the ground. Count. We can count to 200. Mouse. I hope there is not a mouse in my house. Mouse. So each time we see OU, we know that it makes the ow sound. So I'm going to go back to my linking chart. I want to give you just a moment to pause the video and get out this linking chart that you started and whatever materials you used before. If you used a pencil, fine, crayons, pen, whatever, I want you to go ahead and grab those items and then come back and turn our video back on. All right, so I have this set of vowel teams that we know follows that specific rule, that first rule of the first vowel says its name and the second vowel is silent. But we learned a new one today. We learned the vowel team OU. Remember, OU pinched me. Ow. It makes the ow sound. And we see that OU vowel team in a word like cloud. Okay? I'm going to put the word cloud on our chart. And what I want you to do is in just a moment, you're going to go to your vowel team linking chart. And I want you to add this new vowel team. Now, I started a new section for mine. You can do it however you'd like. But I wanted to have a whole new section for these that have a different rule. So we know that once we start this row here, when we see these vowel teams together, they are vowel teams that make a whole new sound together. So not the first vowel and a short vowel, but a whole new sound. Ow, like in cloud. Okay? So go ahead and pause the video. Add that to your chart. You do not have to use the word cloud. If you want to use one of the other words that we did on the other page, that's fine, or on the other slide. If your teacher has a different word that they would prefer that you use, you can go ahead and do that. But pause the video, add to your chart, and then come back. Okay, now that you're back and you have this added to your vowel team linking chart, you have a task to do. Now, if you're at Avery, you should have a book box. I'm assuming you guys still have book boxes. If not, I'm sure you have some books you can use. Your job today is to get a Post-it or some Post-its, depending on how your teacher wants you to do it. And I want you to explore today for OU words. Only words that have this vowel team OU in them. And I want you to either make a list, depending on what your teacher wants you to do, make a list on that Post-it, or you can use Post-it strips, kind of cut your Post-it into little strips, and mark them in your book. So when you see an OU word, you can put a sticky on that word. So depending on how your teachers want you to do it, you can take about 10 minutes right now and look through your reading and see if you can find examples of OU words that maybe your teachers could write on the board or add to a chart. If you are a virtual student with me, I have a Jamboard linked up for you. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to take about 10 minutes to look through some of your reading today, so your familiar reading, and you're going to put sticky notes on your Jamboard of the OU words that you found. So that's your job today. Hunt out those OU ow words, and next week, today's Monday, Wednesday, we will actually learn another vowel team that makes its own brand new sound. All right, thanks for sticking with me today because I had a couple brain blips. That happens sometimes, but I think we're ready to go. Take your 10 minutes, write down your ow words, and I will see you on Wednesday. Have a great afternoon.